Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Friday, May 10th, 2024. After colliding with another car, injuring the driver, and downing a power line, a suspected DUI driver is alleged to have fled the scene but was stopped by heroic bystanders. On Wednesday night at 8 p.m., County Sheriff's deputies say that a Mercedes sedan, driven by Blake Barton, a 40-year-old resident of 29 Palms, was heading north on Adobe Road near Didsbury Road at high speeds. Deputies report that the Mercedes collided with the rear of a Toyota SUV driven by a 20-year-old woman from Bridgeport, Connecticut, sending the Toyota into the dirt shoulder of the road, then another 600 feet into a telephone pole. Witnesses at the scene told deputies that the downed power line was emitting sparks and that the Toyota was leaking fuel nearby. Southern California Edison said that the damage caused a power outage for customers in 29 Palms. A severed cable line saw Spectrum users lose internet access as well. Deputies responded and say that Barton attempted to flee the scene after the collision. Witnesses told deputies that they saw an open alcoholic beverage in Barton's Mercedes and that they were able to stop and detain him, keeping him at the scene until deputies arrived. The driver of the Toyota sustained non-life-threatening injuries and was taken to Robert E. Bush Naval Hospital for treatment. Barton was transported to High Desert Medical Center for treatment for non-life-threatening injuries. During their investigation, deputies determined that he was driving under the influence of alcohol and caused a collision, resulting in injury. SCE estimated the damage to the power pole and lines at $50,000. The 29 Palms Channel Culvert project at El Rey Avenue has reached completion, pending the installation of a pedestrian fence, which project supervisors expect to be finished by the end of May. El Rey Avenue is still open for public use. In an announcement, County Supervisor Don Rao described the 29 Palms Channel Culvert project as a testament to the collaborative efforts of the City of 29 Palms and the San Bernardino County Public Works Flood Control District. The project included a triple reinforced concrete box, concrete rock slope protection, and curb, gutter, and sidewalk upgrades. The enhancements are designed to mitigate the risk of roadway flooding during storms and bolster flood protection for nearby structures by enhancing drainage. Before public transit hit the high desert, Morongo Basin residents in the 1930s got around in a bus that is still here nearly a century later, thanks to the efforts of the 29 Palms Historical Society. Here with information on a lecture being held tonight about that very bus is future old-timer Robert Hayden.
If you've been out to the Old Schoolhouse Museum in 29 Palms, you may have seen the small outbuilding that houses the Hastie bus, a 1928 Chevrolet that was affectionately known as Old Betsy back during the Depression. Resident Johnny Hastie drove the bus every day from 29 Palms to Banning, with stops in Joshua Tree, Yucca Valley, and Morongo Valley. If you didn't have a car, horse, mule, or good walking shoes back then, the Hastie bus was the only way to get around the Morongo Basin. Back in 2014, volunteers at the Historical Society restored the bus and built the exhibit building in which it now sits. You can always stop by the museum to see and read about it, but if you're like me and have always wanted to learn a little bit more about this beautiful bus and the routes it rambled down, then tonight is your night at the Old Schoolhouse Museum. Starting at 7 o'clock tonight, Hastie bus expert and 2013 Old Timer of the Year Les Snodgrass will be holding an informative and free lecture on the Hastie bus and the man who racked up those daily desert miles, Johnny Hastie. If you made it to last weekend's Desert Rat convention at the Old Schoolhouse, you got to see the Hastie bus up close as it served as a great backdrop to the convention and the Wild West show that the Bravados put on to kick off the event. I spoke with 29 Palms Historical Society President Dana Bowden, who said the return of the Desert Rat convention was a certified success, drawing visitors out for a day of fun and fundraising. The event was in support of securing some funds to put some lights in the parking lot, which will be on a switch and only be used when folks need it, like a Friday night lecture series. Les Snodgrass's talk on Johnny Hastie and his bus starts at 7 o'clock tonight, and it's free. You can see this story at our website for links. That's at Z107.7 FM.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
Well, you can tell by the way they use their rock that Tortoise Rock Casino is a party place, no time to talk. If you like classic disco hits, then Tortoise Rock in 29 Palms is more than a casino, as they continue their Live at the Rock concert series tonight, Fever. This evening, classic disco band Inferno takes the stage to power through a number of 70 hits as part of Tortoise Rock's free concert series. There will be barbecue ribs and chicken available at the event, made just the way, you like it. This event is happening tonight and is open to all adults ages 18 and up. The Joshua Tree No-Kill Shelter have some dogs they'd like you to meet. The shelter will set up a booth at tomorrow morning's Cars and Coffee Cruisin' at the Yucca Valley Jack in the Box, and they'll have 2 dogs in need of adoption. Come out to meet these dogs, see some classic cars from around the Morongo Basin, and a whole lot more at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. A waste collection event is happening this weekend at the Copper Mountain Mesa Community Association. In conjunction with San Bernardino County, the waste event is tomorrow from 8 a.m. to noon and is open to residents of unincorporated communities. Bring your household trash, bulky items, green waste, tires, and even electronics such as TVs, computer monitors, cell phones, and small appliances for disposal. They will not be collecting hazardous waste. The Mojave Desert Land Trust is holding an event tomorrow morning to get the community outside and celebrating the desert. This fun-filled morning in Yucca Valley's Jacobs Park will fill you in on how and where to safely explore the desert environment. Mary Cook Rinn, the Education Programs Manager of the MDLT, will present an activity-filled day filled with maps, collectibles, and giveaways, all focused on native plant life and public lands. This family-friendly event runs from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at Jacobs Park, 55680 Onaga Trail in Yucca Valley. Mary Cook Rinn's program begins at 11. And finally, with Wednesday's installation of a new large-scale art piece in front of the library, Yucca Valley's public arts program is rolling along. The new installation is a piece by local sculptor Gubby Beck, and it was dedicated with a ceremony Wednesday afternoon. The piece, titled Infinite Connections, is part of the temporary art installation component of the town's public art program, and you can get up close and see it on the corner of 29 Palms Highway and Old Woman Springs Road. Representatives from Yucca Valley's Parks and Recreation Department, Clayton Rardin and Jakob Kuzmarek, spoke with Gary Daigneault about this and other public art programs throughout the town. Reporter Adeline J. Wells brings us an update.
In 2022, the Yucca Valley Town Council adopted a public art policy to encourage beautification and engagement with art. Clayton Rardin of the Yucca Valley Recreation Department noted how public art has become more prevalent in town since then.
We have a new installation at the Yucca Valley Branch Library by Gubby Beck. It's a sculpture called Infinite Connection. And then we are in the process next week of installing utility box digital wraps.
The Utility Box program was created to help beautify blank spaces across Yucca Valley. After an initial call for artists, the designs were posted online for community review before the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Commission selected final pieces that can soon be spotted all over town.
Chloe Allred has a couple of really cool paintings that have been converted into digital media to be wrapped onto boxes. Those will be near the Tesla chargers and grocery outlet. A couple boxes there. There's a fun graphic design by Julie Peasley. I believe that one's going over on the utility box by Panda Express and Taco Bell. Lots of really cool, bright colors,
That's
geometric
nice.
shapes.
Nothing gives off a friendly vibe for a municipality than a little whimsy. And that should be a lot of fun.
The digital wrap installation process on the utility boxes will be finished in early May. You can listen to Gary's full conversation with Clayton Rardin and Kuba Kuzmarek by downloading the Up Close show as a podcast. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Adeline J. Wells.
That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear news happening, let us know about it. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News. I'm Jeff Harmatz.